Jill will phrase a question like, how did it happen? Or when did you ask God to seal you by the Holy Spirit till the day of redemption? Like, these are questions that are unbiblical. There's nothing logical about them. They're just like questions to make him, that's just mental masturbation. That's all that is. So, Jill's no different than John. Not at all. It's disgusting what they do. I mean, what is so hard about just accepting what the scripture is actually saying? What is so difficult about that? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, in the middle of all their nonsense, I couldn't even get through to either of them. We just did this stream, and I wanted to say, let's go over to Luke 16:31. Since you guys didn't have the balls to show up that night when we were actually covering it for 3 hours, let's go over it again. Since this is exactly the heart of all these questions that you come in here, and Jill thinks he's so slick. How did you ask God to seal you? What? Nobody ever asked God to seal them. That's part of God's promise in the new covenant. He has to seal you so he can impute his righteousness to you. It's part of it. That's part of God's promise in the new covenant. He has to seal you so he can impute his righteousness to you. That's part of God's promise in the new covenant. He has to seal you so he can impute his righteousness to you. Now it's us asking to be sealed. I mean, it's just so dishonest.
So just to be clear, we never got a straight answer from any Calvinist. So if there's any other Reformers or Calvinists, please answer the question that was asked over and over. If God has determined what we will do, how we will do it, then why are we morally responsible for our actions? We've given a couple examples that Kevin was trying to give earlier. If I create a computer program and the computer program only knows to turn off the light at 10 p.m., and then when 10 p.m. comes and the computer turns off the light, I'm going to smash the computer on the ground. I'm going to break it because how dare you turn off the light when I told you to do it?
I mean, it's ridiculous. They're making God out to be an accomplice, and the TULIP is becoming above the gospel on Jill's part. The TULIP is actually above the gospel because Jill is speaking that the TULIP wins, and I'm tired of hearing about the TULIP. So,
we're the Lotus.
Can someone explain to me what the TULIP is?
All right, praise. All right, so can I address praise? Because he did answer the question that Jared could not answer as to why he believed what he believed, or why he humbled himself. He would not answer. He could not answer. The reason why you can't answer and why you're so frustrated, Free Gracers, is because your position is inept.
Joe, I'm not.
All right, so
nobody's frustrated here, bro.
I think you should know this. We already determined for this channel, again, and praise agreed, anybody who comes in here misrepresenting our position gets tossed.
Limited God. And that's not your only problem. You also have a God that's the author of sin.
Praise, what's wrong, Praise? You can't.
What's wrong is if you misrepresent our position of free grace, you get booted.
I'm talking.
Those are the rules. Those are the rules. Do you understand those rules? Now, do you understand those rules? Okay. Do you understand the rules? Yes or no? If you misrepresent free grace on this panel, you get booted.
I'm asking questions, sir. I'm not misrepresenting your position.
Yeah, you did.
You're misrepresenting our position.
A minute ago,
I'm not misrepresenting yours.
A minute
I'm
ago,
asking questions. Why are you afraid?
A minute ago, you misrepresented our position.
You're afraid. I asked questions.
Not
you're
afraid.
Afraid of those questions.
No.
So you're running.
No, I'm not. Okay. Not only.
Who's running now?
Listen, I'm gonna boot this guy. Listen, if you misrepresent me personally or the free grace position, anybody, if you do that, you're gone. Okay, so if you have something you want to say about your position, about Calvinism or whatever, go ahead and state it. Those are the rules. Misrepresent me, misrepresent free grace, out.
Yeah, don't assert something. If you have a question about free grace, frame it in a form of a question, not in a form of like, is this consistent with free grace, or rather than saying that we're frustrated and just making all these assertions. But Joe, did you have a question for praise or for somebody? What's your question?
I did, but
Go ahead.
man,
What's your
you
question?
guys were all gung ho when John was in here, but when he
Okay,
comes in,
Joe,
you're sort of shying
let's get
behind.
to the
Wait,
question.
yeah,
Let's get to the
okay,
question.
praise. When the question of regeneration came up, you said that regeneration. Can you repeat what you said for everyone again? When regeneration is when God does what?
God causes us to be born again. Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Absolutely.
Thank you for taking it to account, ladies and gentlemen.
but
I'll see you guys next time. Shut up,
yeah.
you idiot. Bye-bye.
What on earth?
God causes us to be born again.
Can someone explain to me what the TULIP is?
It's an acronym that describes their belief system. So the acronym TULIP is expressed in this way. T is total depravity. U is unconditional election. L is limited atonement. I is irresistible grace. And P is perseverance of the saints. That expresses their whole belief system.
Yep. Calvinism sucks. Don't forget it.